the news.
Good afternoon, I'm Duncan Golestani. The Chief Medical Officer for England has warned the NHS faces the most dangerous situation in living memory as hospitals struggle with soaring numbers of coronavirus patients. There will, he said, be avoidable deaths. The government is once again urging people to follow the lockdown rules properly. The Health Secretary said this morning not doing so could be fatal. Mark McQuillan reports.
Hospitals in England are facing unprecedented challenges. The number of COVID-19 patients being treated is at a record high, while the UK death toll has passed 80,000. And there are growing concerns about how the NHS will be able to withstand the pressures of the weeks ahead.
We're working with this constant anxiety and worry that we're not going to be able to do the right thing for the person in front of us.
Writing in the Sunday Times, England's chief medical officer warned that if the virus continues on this trajectory, hospitals will be in real difficulties, and soon. The time people wait for care will continue to increase to potentially unsafe levels. There will be avoidable deaths.
We can all do something to help, which is to stay at home, because every time you try to flex the rules, that could be fatal.
Police are working to ensure the stay-at-home rule is followed, but there is no indication of a tighter lockdown being introduced. That will likely depend, though, on how the NHS is able to cope over the coming days. Mark McQuillan, ITV News.
Search and rescue teams in Indonesia have located black boxes from the plane which crashed into the sea, killing 62 people. The ongoing salvage operation has also recovered human remains and parts of the aircraft. The Boeing 737-500 crashed minutes after takeoff from the country's capital, Jakarta, yesterday morning. The US Vice President Mike Pence has said he will attend the inauguration of President-elect Joe Biden in 10 days' time. President Trump is still refusing to go. Meanwhile, a man dressed as a shaman at the storming of the Capitol in Washington, D.C. on Wednesday has been charged for disorderly conduct. And convoys containing food and the coronavirus vaccine are being sent to cut-off areas of Spain following a record snowfall. 4 people have died as a result of Storm Filomena, which has left thousands of people stranded. And that's the way it's looking this lunchtime. Lucrezia Millerini will have the evening news just before 5:30. For now, though, have a very good afternoon. Bye-bye.
A chilly start will give way to some welcome warmth later on in the day. Heinz Soup of the Day sponsors ITV National Weather.
Hello there, very good afternoon to you. Hope you're having a lovely weekend. This is a picture that I took on my way into work this morning, fairly typical of the scenes across some parts of the UK this morning. Very cold indeed last night, and that led to a beautiful hoarfrost on the branches this morning and some fairly stubborn mist and fog patches in places, freezing fog for some, which may linger for the rest of the day. Just like yesterday, there is rain around, and that rain is turning heavy across northwestern parts, snow across Shetland, but as I say, drier and bright elsewhere away from those fog patches. So confirmation of that on our chart for this afternoon. We've got these waving weather fronts sitting across more northern parts. Heavy rain expected across western parts of Scotland. You could see 2 or 3 inches in the next 24 or so hours. Snow for Shetland. Elsewhere, it's a much drier picture. As I say, a few stubborn freezing fog patches in places. And you'll notice that things are looking a little bit milder. Those temperatures really up on what we've seen in the last few days. And it's milder again tomorrow as well. That's it. See you later.
Heinz Soup of the Day sponsors ITV National Weather. ITV celebrates 30 years since comedy legend Mr. Bean landed on our screens.